And so Dan is a co-owner of 2 restaurants in Longmont, and Hefe's and the Roost. And so he's just going to share with us how he creates culture.
Thanks, Andy. Thanks for having me. Again, my name's Dan, and my partner Sean is holding down Hefe's tonight, so he's not with us. My wife Alyssa is here, and Sean's wife Rebecca is here. And as couples, we co-own 2 restaurants. It's quite an adventure, and I wrote a couple things down just to kind of keep me on track tonight. For us, for the Lances, this journey started about a little over 3 years ago. It's been quite a ride these last 3 years. We were in ministry. I've been a pastor for 13 years, and in Southern California and Northern California. And at the end of 7 years in Redding, I was asked to leave, which is that's a whole lot more time to talk about that I don't have tonight. Which was really upsetting, super hard for me and my family. And we've always had a passion, and we started a nonprofit while we were pastoring called the Rooster Party. 2 of our kids are adopted, and we just have a giant passion for adoption. And so we started, and I've always been in bands my whole life, so we wanted to combine our passion for adoption and creatives and musicians somehow, and we started a nonprofit to help fund adoptions. We use some creative things to do that at times with musicians. And so at the end of that, we were kind of left with, like, what do we do? We could have stayed in Redding, but that might have caused World War III. So we decided that we were going to move. And right at that time is when Aaron Wardle and Aaron and Destry and their family were moving out here. Aaron and I were roommates in college, great friends. And we were just looking for community. We knew we had to move. And we were looking to land with people. And the Casadas, Josh and Carrie and their family, were actually at the very same time looking to move to Redding. And they said, we were about a week out from them deciding to move to Redding. And I called Josh one day and I said, I don't know how to say this at all, but I'm no longer going to live in Redding. So I don't know if you still want to move there. And then I said, how do you feel about Colorado? And he was like, I'm down, let's do it. So that's how they got here. We kind of moved out with a tribe. It was a pretty interesting backstory, but that's a long story. So we got here, and we wanted to do the nonprofit and to help support adoptions, and that was just not working by itself. It was really difficult to do that, especially without the community that we had had in the past. And so we kind of floundered for a year. Josh and I, we worked the early shift at Lowe's, unloading giant trucks. I'd give it up for every single person that's ever done that, because it's crazy. So we did that and just tried to keep the nonprofit going. It was really difficult. And we came up with an idea, what if we did a for-profit business that was able to give back to the things that we're passionate about? And I'd been playing some music in Colorado Springs with some friends that were like ex-pastors that were starting a place where they had great food and music and drinks, and it was just awesome. And I would play there, and I said, you know what? I could probably do something like that. And so I called up Sean, and I said, Sean and Rebecca have a really long history of excellence in the food industry, and they've just helped open up tons of restaurants, and they've all been amazing, and they've always had a passion to open something on their own. And so I called them, and I just said, we're looking to start a restaurant. We think we could start something in Longmont. It's an amazing area. It's growing and healthy, and we could be able to give back to the things that we're passionate about. We could give from our profit to help fund adoptions. So they came out and they said, yeah, let's check it out. I want to see what it's all about, and fell in love, and we started a couple restaurants. It's kind of a wild story. So we started the Roost in March of 2015 with every last penny that we had and could scrape together. banks don't love funding restaurants, just in case anyone wants to go and do that. And we got it off the ground. It's been super successful and really amazing. We have a venue there. I get to pour into musicians and bands, and it really fulfills what my heart is to be a part of that. We put out amazing food and drinks, and people are super happy. And we give back to adoption. And Hefes started a year later, April 2016. Another note of advice, that's really close together to open 2 restaurants. So just in case you're thinking about doing that. That's going really well, and it's been a really amazing place. We do tacos and tequila, just about as good as anyone. And it gives us kind of our heart food from Southern California, and it allows us to make great tacos. Yeah. We have some of them for you as you exit tonight, so you can partake in those. Basically, we just wanted a place to be able to put our passions on display. We've talked, culture creators, about how we bring culture to our everyday life, and this allowed us to do that. We were trying to get creative in how this could all work out, and it worked out really well. We wanted to make a difference in the community that we lived in, and we couldn't love Longmont more. It's an amazing place, and we love being connected to it. Longmont? All right. Yeah, that's right. And honestly, we're part of the service industry. I can't think of a better way to actually serve people than serving them, all day. And so we talk about serving people, and we get the opportunity to do that day in and day out, and it's just really amazing. We employ close to 100 people. We've installed values in our company, like a value of honor, where you don't see that in a whole lot of companies, but for us, it's important to the way that we treat our employees, our management, back of the house, front of the house, and we're constantly fighting for that as a company, that we would be a place that honors each other. We get to interact with over 500 people a day in Longmont, which is amazing. I left being a pastor and thought that kind of part of my life was over, but I honestly get to meet and pastor people all day, every day. We do a ton of it. We get to make people happy with delicious food and drinks. We get to celebrate with people, their birthdays, their anniversaries, any special nights out. We tend to find those people and help celebrate with them. We get to love our city in a really tangible way every day. And we get to interact with tons of downtown businesses, which I love. We love downtown Longmont. It's awesome down there. I've gotten to know countless musicians and bands, and we've created a place that bands love to play. I wanted to create a venue that really took care of bands, and people, they just want to come back, and I think we've done that, and I'm really proud of that. And from our profits, we've given over $15,000 to adoption in the time that we've been there. We've helped 2 families. Yeah. This is another word of advice. If you're looking to make money as a nonprofit, start a for-profit. You'll make a lot more money to give to what you're actually wanting to do. It took me a long time to figure that out, but it's really a great business model, and it's been amazing for us. On top of that, we've just really partnered with families, and we've created a place that families with adopted families love to be and supported in a restaurant, which I love. The restaurant industry is not easy. It's super messy, and we just get to be there day in and day out and hash it out and be in the trenches with people and love them and help them get on their feet and create jobs for people. And it's something that I just am really passionate about and have learned to love. And so that's what I do to help create culture. Thanks a lot.
Wow.